Hello, I'm Dennis Killebrew and welcome to Cook, Live, Learn. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a pie crust the easy way. You know, you're going to find out that it's really simple, probably not what you thought at all, and I'm certain of one thing, and that's that you're going to become famous for your pie crust. Let's get started. So here's the way it works. You just measure your ingredients. In this case, it's one 9-inch pie crust, and so we've got 1.25 cups of all-purpose flour, have 1/3 cup of vegetable shortening, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and that's it. We're going to get our fork out and use our fingertips, to just mash the shortening into the flour. You can see that's a pretty easy thing to do. Lots of recipes would say until the flour and shortening mixture resembles peas. Well, I've never seen peas in my flour or in my pie crust dough, but maybe you'll see them in there. You can see what we're getting is a nice little mixture, right? Just do this until it's well mixed. Let's get it all together. Just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add some water. Now you can see I've got a 1/2 cup measure here, and maybe you can see it's a touch over a half full, so it's a touch over 1/4 cup. Now a lot of recipes will tell you up to 5 tablespoons of water in this size of a pie crust, and that would be 1 tablespoon equals 1/2 ounce. So 2 ounces would be 4 tablespoons. That would be 1/2 cup. A little bit more than that is about 5 tablespoons. I've put a little ice in here so we can cool it off. I'm going to dump that. Put most of this, but not all of it, in here. And we're just going to mix it up with a fork and see what we get. And we want to moisten everything. And we want a dough that comes together, but we don't want it too wet. That'll make it tough. And we don't want it too dry. That'll make it absolutely difficult to make a pie crust out of. You'll wind up piecing your pie crust together in the plate. That is a little dry, so as usual, the measurement's about right. So we're going to add the rest of it and continue to mix the moisture together with the dry ingredients. As you can see, nothing much to that, just a tad bit of patience. Clean that off. Then we're going to take some plain plastic wrap, you know the kind. This particular roll of wrap was bought in Panama. I don't know whether we see diamond plastic wrap in the US or not, but what I'm going to do is, as you can see, is use this to bring my dough together, just like this. I'm going to grab it and kind of crunch it together into a ball, working to get my plastic underneath it all. Okay? Now, I've picked it up, kind of spread the plastic out just a touch so I'm not losing it, and then using the plastic as a cover, simply form a ball, just like this. Now, get your edges. See, this ball is actually a couple of kneads, if you will, kneading the dough a bit. Put the plastic together, wrap it around it to make a nice tight seal, and then we're just going to mush it a bit to bring the dough together. That wasn't too hard now, was it? So we've had our dough in the refrigerator now for about an hour, and it's nice and cool. So what we're going to do is undo the plastic bag around it, and take a little bit of flour, all-purpose flour, and we're going to put some of that on our work surface here, about like that, not a lot. Then we're going to take our dough, set it in the middle of the flour, take our plastic wrap that we have, don't throw it away in between, and smash it down with our hands. Good start with our hands. Get it kind of flat, take your rolling pin, and just roll it. You're looking for a circle Literature suggests that if you turn a crust like this and roll it 7 times equally, turn it 7 times around, a little piece at a time like that, that it'll be round. Well, you know what? Who cares? Just roll it out. You can try that though. But just roll it out and get it big enough. Keep the plastic on it if at all possible, like onto that. And just roll it. You can try to keep it consistent. But as you're going to see, we don't really need a round edge. We just need to cover the pan, the plate, the pie plate, and some overhang. That's all. That's looking big enough to me. So we have our little pie plate right here. What I'm going to do is use my plastic to pick this up with. Makes it nice and easy, doesn't it? Pull it over. Yep. Set it down in the plate. Easy. Whoa, what's that? Aha. A little bit of a mess here. It's stuck. Straighten that out. Not an issue. Do that. Press it in. Remove your plastic. Now, as you can see, we can pull over a bit. Now the story here is it's not perfect, right? So what we've got to do is make it look perfect. Not that it's going to be, but make it look perfect. Wherever we have too much, we're just going to kind of cut that off and hold it over to the side because we're going to need it here in a minute. All right, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to take and roll that under and just come around the pie like this. Now you'll notice in spots it's going to be sparse because we didn't do our 7 times around rolling to get around. Too lazy for that, I guess. In any event, everything just doesn't have to be so hard. We're just going to roll this around. Where it's gapping, no biggie. This is kind of thick. I'm going to pinch it. We're going to pull some off. Don't need it huge. There we go. There we are. And just roll the dough under to form an edge. Press it like so. That's pretty sparse right there, but we'll get to that in a moment. So we're all the way around. Take some of our leftover stuff here. Mash it where we need something. We need some, you notice here we have a floury side and a not floury side because of the flour on the work surface. Well, it's not rocket science. The flour side isn't going to stick very well, so we're going to press down the non-flour side. Make that work. Now we've got a light space here, so we're going to take our extra that we allocated a minute ago and just kind of press it into place. Get our dough all evened out here as much as possible. Look, we're not a machine. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's go over here and kind of do that. We have a little piece left here. Where are we the weakest? I'd say we're the weakest right over here. So flour side, non-flour side down, excuse me. Got that. All right, so pie crust doesn't look too bad. A little fatter here. We can kind of spread that a little bit if we want. Make it so. Now, fluting a pie crust is not a big thing either, but it sure makes a big difference in the presentation. Here's what. Take your finger like that. Take these two and put them together, or you can do it like that, either way, like this. You can do it like that. However you want to do it. Get 2 fingers, press your knuckle into them. Why am I spinning it? Just to get it unstuck. Has nothing to do with the looks. You see I'm turning my knuckle just so it's not stuck to the dough when I pull it back. And then I'm just going to go around with my knuckle in 2 fingers. Spacing it evenly. Always comes out just right. Here's one more. Now, what do you do with the pie crust? Well, if you're going to fill it, you really don't need to prick it. If you're going to bake it, you need to take a fork. Let me get one. and dock it. The term D-O-C-K, dock the dough. This is particularly done in pizza. You've seen the big rollers maybe in your favorite pizza place that have the kind of roller and a handle and have these studs coming out of the roller that pokes holes in the dough. This is so air doesn't, steam escaping doesn't get trapped in the dough and make a bubble, which would disfigure what you're doing. So you don't want to do that. I'm making a meringue pie with this one, which means we're going to bake it in advance, and that's why I pricked it with a fork. Generally, custard pies, things without meringue are going to be baked with the custard itself or with the filling itself. In the case of meringues and others, you'll bake the crust by itself first, because baking with the meringue is a short time and wouldn't have time to finish. So in any event, that's how easy it is to make a pie crust. If you go back and look at this, I think you'll see making the dough and making this pie crust isn't over 10 minutes altogether. Yeah, we had some time in the fridge. Yeah, we had a little time putting the ingredients together. But overall, it's a piece of cake. No, it's a piece of pie. Thanks for listening and watching.